What has your situation taught you? It's something I want you to ask yourself. What has your situation taught you? Out of all the doctors that I saw and everybody that I talked to try and help me with my infertility, that is not a question that anybody asked me. As people, we are problem solvers. So we find the problem and we instantly want to find the solution. But along the way, we are so enveloped in solution, Bob the Buildering the shit out of ourselves that we never bother to take a second and think, what has our situation taught us? So if your answer, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever situation you have going on in your life, is that nothing, your answer is nothing, that is a huge problem. So today I want to talk to you about 3 reasons, wait for it, why I am glad and grateful that I struggled with infertility. Pause for reaction. So for those that don't know me, my name is Shannon Wooten. I am a lifestyle infertility coach, and I help women struggling with symptoms related to infertility and who feel like aliens in their body, looking for a way to cope with what now. So today I want to talk to you about being transparent and why it is important to be transparent or else. And that phrase, or else, kind of sounds really mom-like because my mom used to say, like, clean your room or else. I never really knew what came after that, but I just knew that it kind of could be bad. So I cleaned my room. But today I want to talk about why it's important for you to stop being afraid to be you. So often we are caught up in the external reaction or the external response of what will people think if they really know what I'm like? What will people think if they really know that I think it's really funny when people fall down and hurt themselves? I think that's funny. I don't know why. I think it's really funny when my husband hurts himself. I don't know why. I think it's really funny. Sometimes I laugh when I hurt my own self. I don't know why. Sometimes I think things that are completely inappropriate for a situation and I don't say them. Why? Because a lot of times we're afraid to be transparent. A lot of times we're afraid to be ourselves. So one of the things I want to talk to you about today is the important things that I learned from struggling with infertility and the things that I went through that taught me the 3 biggest life-altering ideas that I may not have ever grasped onto or learned if I didn't go through infertility. So please don't misunderstand what I said at the beginning of the video. I'm not happy to be struggling with infertility. I'm not happy to have that struggle at all, but it has taught me a lot of things about life and a lot of things about myself. And one of those things, the most important things that I think I learned is you are not supposed to be happy all the time. Going through infertility before that, I kind of thought like, yeah, if I'm not happy all the time, then people are gonna think I'm a wet blanket. People are going to think, oh, there goes depressed Shannon. She's always miserable if I talked about my infertility. But I learned that you're not supposed to be happy all the time. And the thing that made me learn that was we have feelings. We have all kinds of feelings. One of my favorite quotes from growing up in theater was, I'm an actor, I have all the feelings. So if you have all the feelings, sadness, happiness, joy, depression, laughter, anxiety, fear, being scared, whatever, if you have all these feelings, how the hell are you expected to be the one feeling all the time? You're not. You are not supposed to be happy all the time. If you're going through a depression, you're going through a hard time, and you're sitting there looking at yourself thinking, I can't talk about what it is I'm going through because, I'm supposed to be happy all the time. That's full of shit. That is not true. You're not supposed to be happy all the time, number 1. 2 is worrying about what other people think is going to keep you silenced. So if you are going through a tough time, if you're out of work, if you are struggling with infertility, if you are struggling with depression for whatever insert reason here, and you're worried about sharing that externally, the only person that is affecting negatively is you. That's it. That's the only person it's affecting negatively. You not talking about how you're feeling, you worrying about what other people think, that's a wonderful quality. It's nice to be compassionate. It's nice to think what other people think. But when you're going through a shitty time and you're feeling really bad about yourself, That is not the time to be worrying about other people. And I know some other people are going to be jumping on thinking, wow, like that's kind of shitty. You're saying that because I'm going through a tough time, that gives me this excuse to kind of take a step back and not be worried about what other people are going through. Kind of, yeah. Sorry, I said it. It's my truth. If you're going through a difficult time, you need to not be worried what other people are thinking, and you kind of need to not be worried what they're going through. You have all you can handle with your little cup and your little spoon. Worry about yourself. You need to put the focus on you and stay centered. Why? Because you're going through a tough time. Give yourself some grace. Have some faith in yourself that, hey, if I take a pause time out and worry about me right now, perhaps I'll start to feel better sooner. And if other people think that that's a problem, I'm going to say this to you as clearly and as plainly as I know how to say it. If other people think about worrying about yourself as a problem, that is their problem. That is not your problem. So number 2, worrying about what other people think is only going to silence you and is only going to compound the issues and make it worse. Don't do that. 3, the third greatest thing that I learned through my infertility and what it taught me is stop beating the shit out of yourself. You are not expected to do anything other than to be you. So what that means is you are allowed to have your own thoughts, you are allowed to have your own opinions, you are allowed to have your own judgments, and you are allowed to be whoever it is that you want to be. Now, if you're a mass murderer, that's really scary, and please don't be friends with me. But if you're not, and you're going through a tough time, that is allowed. You are allowed to say, okay, I'm going through a tough time, and I need to deal with what it is that I'm going through, and not make myself feel bad about that. You are allowed to say, hey, person on the other end that you're speaking to, hey, I have a feeling about this and you may not like it, and have that be your preclude, your message beforehand. Say, hey, I just want to be honest with you and tell you my truth. It's not meant to hurt your feelings. It's not meant to make you feel awkward. It's just how I'm feeling. And if they can't handle that, that's too bad. You need to not beat yourself up about it. So for me, learning all of these things, number 1, that I'm not supposed to be happy all the time, that because I have all the feelings means happy can't be the only single solitary feeling I'm supposed to feel every day. That's craziness. I know I'm not supposed to say the C word, but that is craziness. 2 is learning from my infertility is that, you know what? Worrying what other people think is not my responsibility. That was a huge thing for me to learn. It was huge. Huge for me to say, you know what? I can't care what you think about this, because I need to get my shit together. That was a huge thing to learn. It's important for you to learn that too. You're only responsible for you. You cannot be responsible for everybody else. You can't. And 3 is stop beating the shit out of yourself for the things that you're going through. You need to be able to say what you think, feel what you feel, and really be unapologetic about it. It's like the best word ever. Take on unapologetic and just slap it on yourself and wear that shit. Because you need to worry about you sometimes. And you can't always be concerned what everybody else thinks or what everybody else has going on. You can't. That is such a big responsibility. And if you believe in God, the universe, whatever it is, even the universe doesn't have that big of a responsibility. It just exists. So you, my friend, are allowed to just exist too. You are. It's congratulations, I grant it to you. Just exist and worry about you. For me, when I learned these 3 things, it came down to the fact that I like to laugh. I like to laugh. I like to be cynical. I like to be sarcastic. I like to say all the swear words, fuck being my favorite. And when it came down to it, those things made me laugh. And through my infertility, I lost all of that. I became so focused on, I need to get happy. I need to get happy. I became that problem solution solver of, if I'm not happy, I'm missing my life. Well, I wasn't happy for a reason. And I was glossing over that, and that wasn't helping. Then I became obsessed with, everyone's gonna judge me. Everyone's gonna feel icky about me. She can't get pregnant, and she's always worried about that, and that's always her thing. I had to stop worrying about that. Yes, I was consumed by it. Yes, I was depressed by it. And it was nobody else's responsibility to help me get through it. I didn't expect that from anybody else. just as much as I didn't expect anybody else to feel bad for me. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be in my feelings and I wanted to feel it. But when it came down to it, number 3, I was so overwhelmed by all of it that I just kept beating myself up. You're not happy. Beat, beat, beat. You're going to make everybody else depressed. Beat, beat, beat. It was all this perfect storm that when it came down to thinking, all I want to do is laugh. That's all I want to do. I just want to laugh again and mean it. I want to laugh like a little baby does when it takes their whole body up and they're just laughing from the pit of their stomach. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to say fuck. I wanted to be mad. I wanted to have all the feelings, not just happy. I wanted to be depressed if I wanted to be depressed. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to tell somebody that I struggle with infertility and there's nothing I expect you to do about it, but I just want to say it out loud to anybody and not feel bad about that. And doing all of those things helped me get my laugh back. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you're thinking, oh God, I gotta be perfect. I gotta be perfect. I gotta be happy all the time. Or, that's number 1. Or you're thinking, you know what, I can't tell anybody this because it's icky and I don't want people to feel sad or sorry for me and I don't want pity and I don't want people to think, here comes the wet blanket. She can never be happy. She's the infertility girl. She's the depressed girl. She's the girl without a job. All these thoughts. You can't worry about that. And you can't consider all of these things a reason to disregard your life, disregard your value, and disregard what the situation is teaching you. And wanting to find my laugh, I learned that I can't be all things to all people. And I learned that I can be the person that cusses a lot. My husband says I shouldn't, but I do. I like it. I don't know why. I like all the cuss words. I just do. And I can be the person that does the scary thing and stands up and says, you can be the type of woman that wants to get pregnant, but can't get pregnant. And so instead of focusing on that, encourages other women to find the value in themselves. And while that may be very not acceptable, and it may be all about, you need to do this to get pregnant, I don't care about that. And I'm gonna say it. I don't care about that. I care about you. I care about the person, and I care about the value, and I care about the lessons that it teaches you, and I care about you standing up and owning whatever it is that you need to be 100% authentic and 100% yourself. So find your laugh, find whatever it is that eludes you and makes you feel like you can't be yourself, and makes you feel like you can't be transparent. Do all the things that you need to do to be honest with yourself and get through your situation. Be 100% yourself, own it, stop being afraid to be you, because that's where you lose yourself and that's where you lose your happy. All right, guys, thank you as always for signing on. I really, really appreciate it. Throw me some hearts if you like this video. Shoot me some comments, anything that you want to hear or talk about. I love hearing from you. As always, be easy, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.